Hello everyone, my name is Prajnit. I received my JioPhone 2 today, that is 21st August 2018, and I want to give a brief overview of the device. So before we begin, I want to highlight that every point I'm going to make today are my personal opinion and may not be agreed upon by everyone. So let's begin. I don't want to bore you with all the unboxing stuff and jump right into the device. So the device comes with a 2.4-inch QVGA display, and it can get bright enough. Here I'm setting it 100%, so I mean it's not actually visible. So let me set it at 10 to 20%. I wouldn't say this is one of the most accurate display, but for a 3000 rupees device, this is fair enough. Okay, going forward, for this budget range, the build quality of the device is quite awesome. To be honest, it has quite a clicky buttons, and it's kind of a rubberish material, so you have quite a grip over there. And if you the back cover is removable, and it houses a 2000 milliampere hour battery. The Moving on, the sound output of the speaker is quite reasonable. Here is a demo. This phone comes with a 2 megapixel rear camera, but to be honest, if you're planning to take any photos on this, I wouldn't bet on it, and I would suggest you get a different phone with a better camera. You can see already that the camera output is lagging, and if you take a video, uh, you can get an idea how poor quality camera it is. You can get an idea how poor quality camera it is. Okay, next, moving on. I found quite a lot of problems with this phone, starting with the network. I live in an area where the network is really poor. It could be Airtel, Jio, Vodafone, or Tata, Docomo, anything. But on my Samsung Galaxy phone, even my iPhone, I get almost 1 bar. But here, if you see, it's not actually picking up network, it's just searching for it. So even on my Micromax Bharat one, I used to get network once in a while, but here, ever since I entered my house, it's on zero network. So if you are just a precaution, if you're living in an area with a very poor network, I'm not sure you would be happy with this phone, since you may not receive the network as expected. Okay, let's move on to the keyboard. I'm really impressed with this keyboard on how clicky it is, but I found a small problem. For example, you want to enter 0, you should hold on to this key, but if you notice, I'm not getting the option to enter 0. It's just the comma option which pops up. But if I enter something and then try, yeah, you can see now the 0 is coming up. So it could be some kind of bug which can be fixed with software over the air update. So let's see if Jio fixes this issue. Okay, moving on, next is the network. So let me go to the settings, and yeah, if I go to the SIM manager, here I have a proper Jio SIM inserted, but since I have a very poor network, it's showing as no operator. But my second SIM is actually Tata Docomo, but for some weird reason it just shows it as SIM pin locked. But in fact, that SIM is valid and it is working. So this is one more issue I'm actually observing. I'm not sure if this is an issue or I need to do something about it. But right now my Tata Docomo network, Tata Docomo SIM is basically unusable. Maybe there is a restriction that the Geo network should be active, then only the SIM 2 will work. Right now it's not clear, but this is another issue I'm observing right now. Moving on with user interface, I wouldn't say this is one of the most intuitive user interface, but for the price range and for the operating system that's being used here, I would say it's pretty at par with the feature phone user interfaces. Okay, when it comes to app, you're basically stuck with the Geo App Store, and you can see the minimal Facebook, Google Assistant, and Google Maps are available, but WhatsApp and YouTube have not yet been delivered as promised. Hopefully they will deliver in the coming days. And sideloading of or jailbreaking is needed if you want to install third-party applications from Android App Store. The one major feature I felt was missing is the wireless hotspot. So wireless hotspot is still missing. It's available on Micromax Bharat 1 phone and the higher versions, but for some reason they have not provided wireless hotspot. And also one thing which I miss a lot is the call recording feature. So this phone still does not support call recording. I hope they will add the call recording feature, as it is very useful nowadays if you're some conference and you want to listen back on what you just discussed, etc. The phone came with the 70% battery, and after using it for a whole day, there is still around 10 to 15% of battery remaining. So on an average, you should easily get 1.5 days of normal phone usage. To sum it all up, this is an average phone for the price range, and you can get a better phone from vendors like Intex, Micromax, GV, or other Chinese vendors for the same price range or even less. And investing 1,500 or more, you can get a phone from other vendors with better screen, better battery, better signal reception, and better sound output. So overall, I would say that this is not a phone worth buying, but if you're a fan of Jio and want to give it a try, please go ahead, at least for the keyboard. So that's all I had to say regarding the phone. Thank you so much.